Right, folks, an additional video for you. Back's killing. Arthritis is playing up. But do you know what? I had to get out and get a video done today. I've got some projects coming up that are going to require a few jigs. Now, I've never tried these jigs before. So I'm doing two different styles of tapering jig here. I'm going to use up some of the old 3/4 inch plywood I've got lying about here. It needs using and I hate throwing it, so that's that one, innit? So, listen, if anybody's having problems understanding what I'm saying, just please let me know. I'll look into getting subtitles on, because a lot of people won't understand sort of the Mancunian sort of accent I've got. It might be a bit too much for some people, or I might talk too fast. So let me know in the comments if you can understand me okay. So I'm just marking up here. One of the lessons I've learned through these projects is making sure I mark out properly first of anything. Now, I'm doing what I'm thinking's right here, and it probably is right, because in the end it works. But I'm glad I did marked it out. So a couple of weeks back I ordered the Microjig, like a clamp system thing, whatever it is. And I thought I like to look at that as a tapering jig, so it'll be a bit versatile because I can do a bit of jointing on it and stuff like that. So I got that. It took ages to come. I don't know why. I think it got sent direct from the States. I ordered it off Amazon. I'll put a link down below for the tapering jig. But I thought I'd give it a go. Sort of like boost my confidence with these jigs. Sort of shop jigs, that kind of thing. You can learn a lot. They don't have to be perfect and precise. Some of them, it's just like, when I say precise, they've got to be precise. They don't have to look sort of nice. That's what I should have said. So I'm just going in here with my first cut. I'm just getting this to sort of what I can get it to. I think it comes in at just under 2.5 foot, and it's 10 inches wide, 10 inches deep, that board, and it's about just under 2.5 foot long. People for the job site saws recommend that you have about a 3 foot tapering jig, but this is all I've got, and you know, it'll be fine for me for what I need. I'm not making big massive tapered legs or anything like that. It's for all small bits of furniture, that kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing on some of the projects. So I'm just going in, just watch your digits say, that's your fingers if anybody wants to know. Just take it nice and easy. I think I need a new pair of glasses. Do you know that? My mince pies are just getting sort of terrible these days. I don't know. When you get over 50-year-old, does everything go wrong? Do you just fall apart? I remember my dad saying to me, you'll hit 50 and you'll start getting all the aches and pains. Oh boy, was he right. I'm telling you. He was 100% right. I'm not saying sort of how much past 50 I am, but it's not much past 50. But it's the aches and pains, all this kind of stuff, the arthritis. God, get your violins out for me. So I bought some of this T-track stuff from, I think I got it from Banggood a while back, so I thought I'll use that up. So like, this is the second one, a little bit of a smaller one. Really, in hindsight, I shouldn't have made this one. It needed to be a bit bigger in the end, but I'll make it and it'll come in useful, and I can take that track out and use it elsewhere anyway. This was just for, I've got a project coming up. It needs sort of like really small tapers, and I thought that might be for that. And this is more, the bigger one's more of a versatile tapering jig. But why I chose, another reason I chose the Microjig system, I've never used it before, to be totally honest with you, and I did pay for it with my own money. But it's just that I've seen some guys, and there's more uses than, you know, it seems to be quite versatile. Like when you've got like a job site table saw, you can have it in different sort of scenarios, and it works out really well. So I'm just going back here, marking again. This is marking out for the slots. Now, what I did do, you get with the system, you get like a dovetail bit, which is I think it's a 1/4 inch dovetail bit. Now I'm using 1/4 inch trim routers to cut these in, but you can get the 1/2 inch router bit. So whichever system you've got, just make sure you get that the right sort of router bit for your router. I've got 1/4-inch routers, not to be confused with a bit. It's a 1/4-inch dovetailing bit, which is the same as the 1/2-inch router. I hope that makes sense to you. But I'm just going in, and what I'll do here, what I've seen a few other guys do, is when they're going into plywood especially, is doing sort of a relief cut. Now I'm fortunate enough here, I've got 2 corded routers, so I set one up with like a bit on it. I don't know what the bit name is, but it just sort of like cuts a bit into the wood, cuts a groove into the wood, like as a relief cut for the dovetailing bit when I use that. So I set one up on one and set one up on the other, and they work out at 3. You've got to go down 3/8 of an inch deep, which roughly, I think, I'll do my maths, but just check, is about 9 millimeters. Now they come in imperial, so bear that in mind. You'll have to do the conversion if you want, metric, sort of make it metric. Well, you can't make it metric, can you? But you get what I mean, don't you? So I have got the Aruba router, and I've got this little Makita Palm router, what I'm going to be making a router table. So I'm keeping that one. That'll be on a project where I make a router table for when I do this sort of little bit of a workshop up under here. So I'll just go in with the relief cut. Which one's this one? I think this one is for the T-track. So I just go in twice there with a 19mm bit. And then I just go in 2 passes basically, and get the depth that way, rather than putting loads of stress on the bit. So I'll just give it a, bash it down with an hammer there. You don't have to be too forceful, but that is a really nice fit. I got a really nice fit. I got lucky with it. I mean, this project come out. I was really, really pleased with this project. Just learning and practicing these things, and I know these sort of things, like where I'm routing trenches and sort of stuff like that, are going to come in useful in other projects. Now, here's my little Japanese ruler. I love this ruler. I use it now on everything. So I'm going in here now. I've got the relief cut on here, and then I'll go in now, and that'll go down 9mm or 3/8 deep, and then I'll go in with the dovetail bit. So like I say, don't be confused. I've got 2 routers on the go here. I know I haven't got loads of money. It's just that these are things I've had for ages. The Makita router, I got that with a swap deal on something. I couldn't believe me luck. But, this is the Makita router. It was unused when I got it. You can find them bargains out there, deals to be done. This is the Aruba router, but this one I'll be giving away to probably to a man shed, or donating it to a young lad that's starting out in woodworking or joinery or something like that, that works for a living. It's nice to be nice, and it's nice to help people in it sometimes. So just going in here, getting all the crap out of there. And I'll just go in. I've got the dovetailing bit in here now. I could probably go a bit faster than this. I just wanted to take my time with it. Now, one thing I did find with this system is you're going to have to go in with sandpaper, clear it out with sandpaper, make the grooves nice and neat, and then go over it with some wax or something, which makes them glide super smooth. So it's just a bit sticky, but it's not the cut, it's not the system. It's probably my first time of doing it, and it's just a learning curve. So I just got a 120 grit sandpaper on my mouse pad here, and I'll just go over everything, give it a nice sort of tickle with the old mouse pad. Just getting all them sharp edges off and all them little burrs and stuff. Just neating it up. I mean, I know it's only shop furniture, but neating it up. When you look at things and they look all right, it's good, innit? Isn't it? I'll try and get my language right for you. Somebody commented about people maybe not being able to understand me, and I get it. A lot of people confuse me as a Scouser, and that's an insult really, but we won't go there. So I'm just going in with my jigsaw here, just taking them edges off, like, and just giving them a, I'm not rounding them, just taking them off like at about a 45 there, and just give them a sand over. A, it just looks better, and B, it's not a sharp edge you're going to bang into. So this is our homemade beeswax. If you want to buy a pot, you can go on our website. It's hand safe, food safe, every safe, you name it, it's safe. I've got no gloves on there, honestly, it's fine. I'm just going over it with this just to make sure it's all got a bit of protection on, and I do go into them grooves. I have given them a sand out. So I'm just going to try it now. They're done. Nice, easy little project, this. But this will be great if you're a beginner and you want to make something like a couple of shop jigs that'll make your life a bit easier. So on here, I'm a bit like, because I've never used one before, and I'm making sure the arm there doesn't come out underneath where the blade's going to go. So just be careful of that. What I should have done in hindsight was made a permanent stop, if that makes sense, where that clamp can slide forward. Where I'm sliding it forward, say here, like a permanent stop so it can't go more forward, stick out underneath where you can't see it and the blade hits it. So just be careful of that. So we'll just run it through here, just see how it cuts. And it goes through a knock knife through butter. It works fine. I'm well happy with that. Let me know in the comments what you think. Whether you think I've done a good job or I've done something wrong or right or whatever. Well pleased with myself. So this is the smaller one. It should have been a bit bigger. But it's going to serve... I'll probably get a couple of smaller clamps for this, to be honest. But it'll serve its purpose for what I'm going to need it for. It's just that I had these clamps that are a bit too big. I have got some other type clamps. Let me know in the comments. I hope you like this video. I hope it helps. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and see you on the next one.